Hey, Big Ear back. And today I'm back for another BFBB/movie Monotola video. The series is done. My Monotola series is done. But I found something new about modding that I figured out, and I should cover this because this would be helpful for people that don't know how to do this. Now, this video is gonna be how to make a platform that you program to have move points that moves around, not start moving as the level starts, and then you can make it move, and you can also stop it from moving, so you can control it basically. Yeah, that's what you're doing. So that's what I'm doing in this video. And this was a pain in the ass because I didn't know how that worked, because this is actually not as clear as some things in the editor. There is an option for start moving, stop moving. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. You turn that on and off. This thing will not work with that. That is kind of annoying because it really says an option: start moving, stop moving in the links. It won't. It's meant for something else. It's meant for start moving, use SFX or something. It's not meant to tell it to start moving literally. Yeah, it's weird. And it made me frustrated because I'm like, I'm turning that on, bro. Apparently that's not, yeah, it's meant for SFX. Yes. So when it starts moving, you tell them to start moving a different way. Then you can tell it to start moving, play the SFX or the sounds. But yeah, if you can make it start moving with that setting, it doesn't work when I do it. I don't know. They should, if a new update comes out, that'd be cool if they made that work more like, because some people might literally think like that option is there to make it move. Why isn't it working? And it was irritating. I'm like, is it broken? Because that doesn't make sense. Anyway, so teach how to do this. It's gonna be useful for me if I forget this, and I might forget this later on. So it's gonna be useful for me to remember this, and for you guys that want to learn how to do this. So useful for both. So I already covered move points in my Monotola series, so I won't cover these. But in short, you program these to, you put whatever you want to move, and then you put the move point setting on, and I will show you how to do that, because you gotta change these to the ever setting, because by default these are on motion. These have to be on move point setting to make these go like this. Or you can, yeah, so if you want to go on a move point thing. That's how I did it. Sure, there's multiple ways to do it, but that's how I did it. Yeah, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I won't cover those because that was in the Tool series, but you make the first move point, move to the second, the second, you tell this to go to the second goes to the third goes to the fourth, and the last one, or as many as you want, will go back to the last one. So that's how it works. That's in short how it works. But I have a video on my channel for that. So, but we have to click on this. Click on this thing. And then you have to go to this. You gotta turn this on. You gotta first turn this on. Go here. And then it's really hidden in here. Go here. And where the flags are. Okay, yeah, it's kind of annoying. Where is it? Here it is. Don't start moving. Yeah, turn this on to true. Don't start moving is on false by default. You want to turn this to true. So when the level loads, this won't move. Because what will happen is when you put move points in here, it's going to move regardless. You can even do this, and I got so freaking frustrated. I'm like, there's a lot of things that are common sense, right? You think, okay, I can just go here and go enable on start. Cool. False. No. That won't work. Okay, maybe I should turn this to false and then click on the move points themselves. Because you think this would work for you, right? You think you should be able to do it like this. I don't know why you... Give me a second, it's not. Mouse is being a complete jerk right now. Yeah, I just hate this mouse. My mouse pad's getting a little old. And the skybox is completely moved. I think I didn't mean to do. Did I move the skybox? I'm doing it back. I'm not gonna save this freaking thing. I'm not sure if we moved it, but I just be safe than sorry. Anyway, this is just a test level. This isn't anything important to me right now. But I don't want to move this. If I move the skybox, it's gonna be a pain in the ass to move it back. You may not get it right where you want it. It's gonna be a pain. I don't want to deal with that right now. So you know how the skyboxes are. If you move, that can be a part kind of annoying. You may not get it perfectly aligned with how it was. You have to fiddle with it. So anyway, okay. So what you gotta do first is you gotta click on the object. In this case, it's the block platform thing. So what you do is edit data, and you want to go see right here. It's set to move point. Type where it says type. This is where it says type. Yeah, type. Move point. It normally is on motion right here below it. Click on move point. You need to do that so you can actually make move points where it will follow the paths. Yeah, that's how I do it. So turn that on first, and you also click enable on start. You click that don't start moving. Yeah. Don't start moving. Turn those two things on. Once that's done, when you go on the level, this actually won't be moving. So you think, oh, I can press a button to make it move. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do with your mod, how you want this thing to start. But to make it you would think you would type you think what you would have to do was you would go here and then you would put. So wait, this is what you have to put. You put this. Enter play. Well, if it's a button press. Then the rest of it is what you'd have to do. The name of the object and 1. Yeah, you actually don't put start moving. That's what I thought you would have to do. Start moving. Nope. Apparently you don't do that. Why? It's so confusing. Yeah, so you put run, and then name whatever object you want to use that you made programmed for move points. And then, yeah. So, get off that. And then, when you go in this trigger, it's once you enter this trigger, like I put it right near on top of it, so when you jump on top of it, I can make it even smaller so you have to be on top of the platform only. But don't worry, once you're on the platform, even though this thing does move away from the trigger, I didn't tell it to exit the trigger to stop so it will keep moving until you tell it to stop. And how you tell it to stop, you can press buttons, you can do whatever you want in your mod, but I added a trick so once you jump off and go back to here, I put a never trigger, box trigger, and you go here, and then you would go to links, same thing, the object and everything else, enter player, stop. You put that, it's not stop moving, just stop. Yeah, say everything, item, everything else. That's what you do. So now what happens is when you load the level, this is not going to move by default because you need to enter this trigger that tells it to move. And then when you jump in here, it's going to tell it to stop moving. If I don't put this trigger here or whatever you want to do, it's going to move. No matter, it's going to keep moving. Once you tell it to start moving, it won't stop moving. Now what you can also do is so you can add timers, you can add all kinds of things. So you can even do something cool probably where you make a timer so it will move, then it will wait a timer and then stop for a few seconds, and it will you can do that. So you can probably make it pause and start so it won't keep moving. So you can do that too. So that's what you have to type in for this to work. And at the end of the video, I'll even show you what happens if you put in the other option. It won't work. I'll show you that. But so now we can open up this. I have my sound on right now. I muted it because I'm modding. I just want to listen to YouTube in the background, so I muted this. Now this, by default, see this is not going to move. And then once you jump on it, jump near the trigger, it's going to start to move. Now this will keep moving indefinitely if I don't add a trigger or add something to make it stop moving. So once I enter this trigger, as you can see, it stopped moving because this trigger now tells it to stop moving. So now once it will be stuck like that until I jump on it again. Okay, now we have to make the trigger bigger. That's fine. I can make the trigger bigger, but it's just for testing. It's right here. Here we go. So I can make it bigger. But you get what I'm saying. So yeah, so that's what you do. So now you want, and that's it. Yeah, this is my test level. I was just testing things out. I'm gonna add like custom, like when I learn how, I'm gonna try to pour over electric poles at some point or other things. Downtown gate. This is an editor file I made years ago for the gates, stuff like that. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna be using this to test stuff out. Like if I add characters from, if I do like more, just any kind of thing. So it's very simple as that. You can tell it to stop. So now, yeah, there you go. And you want to make the trigger bigger so it moves. Yeah, I could have made it bigger. I didn't think of that, but whatever. Just me testing. This is the test level, but you can just make it bigger. How I figured out was I just went into here. I like, what do you do? So this is what you want to do with modding. If you feel like you can't figure it out, you always have the base game. You can just look at it. So how I figured this out was I went into, click on this button. I'm going to show you how I figure things out if I don't. Because this button, you press these three buttons and that makes this springboard appear, which is below the map. Because this moves up. If you go to move point preview, this will move up. See? And then it reloops. It's supposed to keep going, but it pauses. And I didn't see that. It's somewhere in the settings, but I didn't see it, so I just guessed. I guessed, and then it worked. But it will, once you press all the buttons, it activates a timer, and then it tells it. So, just open this. I'm just showing you how so what you can do if you can't figure something, you can always use the actual game and look at what Heavy Iron did. So we can look at this. Button press, decrement, the counter. So we can click on this, copy this. Yeah, just copy it. You don't have to type this all in. You can just do this. So it's much quicker. And then we make sure you erase all of this, because if you don't, sometimes it will throw up a bunch of, even though you paste it, Industrial Part can sometimes throw up a glitch. It will throw up a bunch of random things will show up here, numbers, and it will, you have to backspace like so many times. It's a pain. I don't know if you've had that bug. I've had it. It does happen. It will never happen if you do it like that, though. So here's the counter. See? Free buttons. So this is for that. So, and then you would go in here and look for what happens. Jump bucket, yeah. Run, see? And that's how I learned it. Expired, run. So that must make the thing move up. Yep. That's how I figured out how to move the move point. See, this is what you can do. You look at the base game and then you keep opening links, and you can also find what targets me, but you keep going through the rabbit hole of open this, find out what links this together, this timer, open that thing, and you can figure out that way. You just kind of like go down what targets this and then you will eventually figure out what makes it work. Like what makes that thing move up. That's how you do that. Because I didn't know how to do this, so I'm like, screw this. Just look at the actual level it uses it, and Bikini Bomb does. So good. I figured that out. Hooray. So now what happened? I might as well show you this. So what happens if you put in? I'll show you. You think you could just wrong one. It's supposed to be in the hit file. That's why it's forced to habit. I put it just because these were in the editor file. I'm in the editor file for these platforms. These are supposed to be moving, but I turned them off to make a test arena right now. Yeah, I do use Blender, so I could have just made it. I do at that point. I didn't know I didn't use Blender. I've had this test map for a while. I just never started. I didn't start using it. We even have Patrick here. Don't know why. I was just testing Patrick Dream things. I'm gonna try to use Patrick for something at some point. Like I don't know, it's spatula trigger. I don't know. I'm gonna be learning how the taxis work at some point. I'm gonna start getting into more like how I can make this open gates and if I can start like doing more stuff like that. Because now that I've learned how to make missions, use Blender and how to import. Well, the Scooby stuff is just extra fun. That wasn't even. That stuff is sick as hell. I mean that threw me. That I got into that so much. I want to mess with that, but I'm trying to get into more like. I've learned how to make basic levels, and I want to start to use like open the gate with spatulas. That I'm trying to do stuff like that now. Getting into that. So, if you go here, I'll show you what will happen. Yeah, you'd think it would work. I don't understand why you can't just put in start moving. This new industrial part is very nice too. I love this new version because you don't have to type it. When you type in S, it gives you a lot of things at the start. It already comes up with quite a bit. Yeah, the old version it would kind of give you hints of what things show up. Yeah, the new version, the old version doesn't do that, which is cool. So you can they really did improve it a lot. Yeah. Can't see. I think they made the text also bigger on here. I swear it's bigger than what it used to be. I think it is bigger. Start moving. Yeah, you think you would put that in. I'm gonna just show you that it won't work. Watch it work still, it'll be funny. We don't have to touch this, hopefully. I don't care right now, it's probably fine. But I'll just show what it does when we turn that on. I gotta cover this. That way, you guys that don't know how to use this. I mean, the move points, but you might want it to start moving. Yeah, well, you don't want this to always move, and you can also turn the collision off too. You can turn the collision of it off. Like, I'll show you that again. I'm not gonna turn off in this part, but I'll show you. You can have it not move. Can you stop? This skybox you should turn the skybox off while modding, but come on. It's doing that glitch when you click on something, it takes 3 seconds to register. I don't know what causes that. Sometimes it will do that, weird lagging. So I click a second time thinking that, yeah, it's annoying. Okay. So, where is it? Come on. Affiliate flakes. You just turn it to false. Set visible to false, and then you would go to collision. Look for this setting in a while. Because I haven't messed with making level mods in a few months, actually. Because I've been working on Scooby stuff, importing the characters over and messing with that. Solid. Yeah, so you go to flags itself and you click solid to false. So when you can press a button to make to tell the platform to run the platform, or at an object where it moves, and then you can also tell it to turn the collision visible on, so it becomes visible. That's what you do. Now you got the whole thing. Now instead of just having the platform be visible in collision, if you don't set the move points to stop, if you don't make this stop moving, it's going to start moving from way over here. So you want this to not move on start. Then you make it move, so it will start moving when you either jump near it, like a trigger, or you press a button and it will start moving. Something like that. Yeah. So what will happen, now I'll show you what it does. My mouse pad's it's actually warped. You know how when you use the mouse pad, I know if when you use it so much, it gets kind of like, seriously, it's getting really annoying. My new computer doesn't have that problem because it's brand new, but I actually can't make videos on my new computer right now because I don't have OBS in there, so I won't be it would be like, no, I don't have OBS or anything on there right now, so I won't make videos in there yet. I'll get it at some point, so I can show you videos on that. At some point, maybe. I'm mostly focused on making videos on here. Yeah, huh? Isn't that weird? You know, I clearly told it to start moving. It doesn't start. I guess so. That setting's meant for start moving, play GS effects. Yeah, that's what it's meant for. If you open up the actual Heavy Iron levels themselves, that's what that means. It will be start moving, play effects, or it's not meant to make it literally start moving. It's to make it move. It's not, even though it says start moving, it doesn't actually do what it says. If it does it's different. Yeah, it's weird. You have to actually put in run, then the platform, whatever your object is. Yeah, you can even change once you have this platform, you can even change it. Yeah, you don't even have to. You can even do something really cool where you just change the object ID, so you can make it a different platform, so you can jump on something else. You don't have to. You can straight up use this, and then you can turn it into something else too, and then you can use that too. See, now it won't work. I made this test map way too big, but it's good for testing things though. What's this? Does this do anything? Some debug trigger. I don't know what it does. It's been a while. I don't know. I just put it. There must be. I don't know what I did. This is me trying to mess with the game now, so that's what I'm gonna do with this. So I can learn. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, see, as you can see, it doesn't work. So that's really weird. So I'm going to go put this back. Damn, muscle memory. Yeah, this is supposed to be in the hip file. What doesn't have to be? The level 1s, but yeah, these were editor files, and these were in the hop file. So when they imported, they were all actually in the hop file. So I didn't move them all back to so that's why they're in the hop. That's why they're in the hop file, because I made an editor file, and you open editor file using the hop. So that's why they're in here. I just didn't move them over. I'm like, I already started making things. I'm like, I'll forget it. I'll just leave it like that right now. But I can just copy all of them, and then I can paste them in the hip, and then remove them from the hop. That's what you don't. That's what you can do. You can just quickly do that. Yeah. So let's just set this back to run. There. That's how you do it. So this video explains how to make them stop and how to make them start. Now you don't have to use triggers. This is just for like showing you what you can. Yeah, you can use buttons and anything. It's whatever you want to do with it. I'm just glad I finally figured this out. So now I can make the platforms not just constantly move. Because sometimes you want them to space out too. Because if they're constantly moving and you have it on a fast setting, it's gonna pull from underneath your feet. constantly. Like, you know, when Sponge jumps onto it, or Sandy and Patrick jump, if they're constantly moving around, they're not going to be in sync. They're not, so you won't be able to jump on it. It's going to pull away from you from under your feet. You want it, you want the thing to move, stop, then move. If you don't, yeah, I haven't covered that, but I'm gonna do that. But it's basically, yeah, you probably would add a timer or something. I'm not gonna cover that. This is your creativity. This is what you guys can do. This will show you how to do it. And this is what you have to do. It's just now you use however you want to do it. You want these to move with timers. You want them to move with buttons. How do you want them to stop moving? How do you want them to yeah, that's how this would work. So yep. I just want to cover that. Glad I covered it because in a few months I'm gonna probably forget how I might forget how that works. So it's good I covered it for you guys and for me, so I don't forget this and you guys can learn. Yeah, because this is something that's not obvious actually. Like you think start moving. That's very obvious, but it doesn't do what you think it would do, which is really confusing. Please start moving again. Could be good. Yeah, like honestly, I don't know. It's very cool. I love the industrial park, dude. You can do some really cool stuff. You can even make like your own custom menus and use those for different things. I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna start doing. Yeah, I think I did mess with that one point. No, I didn't. I didn't mess with that. But yeah, this is a test level, so I'm gonna throw a bunch of different things in here, like and test them out. What I'm going to mess with at some point is the crab spatulas in my mod. I'm going to learn how to change. I'm going to mess with those so I can make the spatula counts maybe a little bit harder or a little easier, or make them the last one or make the first. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know because it'd be kind of fun. Yeah, see, it doesn't. It will never move for you. It's not on a delay. No, it won't. It won't move until you go on the trigger. Which is right here. And then, see, I left the trigger, but it's... Oh yeah, because I put the trigger right here. There you go. Yeah, so now you can make... You can actually use this for puzzles, make it stop and start moving so you can actually line up platforms too. Yeah, you know what? You can have some fun with this. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff with this. You can line up things. Mess with it. I don't know. Yeah, this is something I'm glad I covered this because it does help the platforms have more flair and polish, so they don't just keep moving. Because for the longest time, nobody even covered that on YouTube. And mods always have this. They stop moving. I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Because I never looked into it. I just didn't look into it. I didn't have to pay. I just didn't look into it. I'm like, okay. Then today I'm gonna look into how to do this. Because I know how to move points, right? For the longest time, I'm like, do you? Well, they hide the flag so far in. You have to open all that just to find the flag. It's like the flag is hidden in all those. Yeah, you have to go. Well, not hidden, but it's further. So yeah, I would have thought the flag would have been right when you open the editor, right when you click on the object or something, you would click on it. And it would be it's not a big deal. Once you know where to look for it, it's fine. But I thought you would be able to, it would be somewhere here. On top or around up here. Because you have visible flags around here. Yeah, I thought it would be no, it's hidden. You have to go, all the way to here. Then you open, you gotta go way into here just to find it. So I'm I did not know where, I didn't look for it, but yeah. And then you gotta turn off, then you gotta do all your stuff. So I'm glad I covered this. It's just a cool, at least I covered it. So, hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, just a total video. I'm surprised this isn't gonna be a series, but like I said, this series is done, but when I learned something that I had not learned myself and I can cover it, once I learn something, I will be covering it. So, and this will help people with mods. So, yeah, now you can make these not always move around. And if you do want them to stop moving between move points, you can. Well, actually, I think there's timers in the settings for that. Yeah, you can just. Oh, there's probably a timer like how long it moves. Yeah, that kind of stuff. How long does it take for it to move? There's that too. But if you want to, you can even be creative. You can even add like timers. So once it hits it, I don't know. You can play around with it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next video. Bye.